This is the last video of the series, and I'm talking about hope today. I don't want to talk about hope today, so maybe it's ironic or completely appropriate that I have to talk about hope today, because I've already announced it. We're talking about hope. I don't want to. This last week, I met with new doctors, a whole new neurology team. The old ear, nose, and throat doctor that I had been seeing, who was primarily treating the vestibular migraine, he was the doctor who had diagnosed me, basically got to the point where after about maybe 6 or 7 months of treatment, said, your case is too complicated for me, and so he referred me to back to neurology. And so I met with a couple of neurologists, and they put me on some new medications. Went through I can't tell you how many times I've gone through the story of, vestibular migraine with the complication of the type 1 diabetes and blood sugar fluctuation being the number one trigger, and it's just a mess. So I went through that whole appointment last week, and they said, okay, here are 3 medications that we want you to try. If you know me, I'm not a big fan of medications. I'd rather not. I mean, I love medical science. I love the advancements that are there, and I trust my doctors. I've got wonderful doctors. But I'd rather make a change to lifestyle to see health improve rather than take medication. So I wasn't really excited about taking new medication, but I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So over the weekend, I started some new medications, and it's the end of the week now, and over the last weekend I started new medications, and this week has been a bad week in terms of the dizziness. Sleeping again in the afternoons. Yesterday I had to use my cane again. I mark them in my calendar now when I have a cane day, just to be able to keep my balance well enough to walk. I look like I'm just shuffling along with a cane. I'm sure it looks ridiculous. And that was hard. Yesterday, when Sarah asked me if she needed me to go get the cane, that was hard. To say yes, I needed her to go and get the cane. She knew I was upset. That was just, and she asked me, she was about ready to leave for work, and she said, do you want me to stay home? And I said, no. And she said, what do you got going on today? And I said, well, I'm supposed to be recording my video for Hope today. She was just kind of like, oh, okay. So, at any rate, so that was yesterday. I didn't record the video for Hope yesterday. Don't need my cane today, thankfully, but still not a good day in terms of the dizziness. So that is the context around which I'm talking to you about the topic of hope. And I say all that because I don't want to be talking about hope right now, because I'm not in a place that feels very hopeful. I'm on these medications. I've been taking these new medications. They certainly don't seem to be working well for me. I had the first cane day yesterday in 3 weeks since my last couple of cane days. Not a good week, and it has the potential of stealing my hope away from me. I've been thinking about this video a lot. This video series has been good for me, this reflecting on each of these pieces and thinking about what is it that I want to remember about each of these things going forward. And no matter how this goes, what is it about each of these things that I want to remember? And there's quite a bit about hope when I think about, what are the lessons from hope that I could take away. there are some things about hope that I could talk about, different things that I could talk about, but really there is one thing that stands above the rest about hope. When I think about what is it about hope that I do not want to forget, what's the one lesson that I have learned about hope from this last year that is worth sharing, that is worth remembering, that is worth embedding in my brain, in my soul, in my being. There is one lesson, and that's worth talking about. It's worth talking about even in the midst of a crappy week. And it's this. It's that there isn't a day that goes by that's worth living without hope. It's that holding on to hope for tomorrow means keeping value and purpose and meaning for today. I don't know if it's like a cliche kind of thing or not, but what I've learned that hope has, the power that hope has primarily is power to shape the journey, not the destination. Obviously, what I mean by that, hope having power to shape the journey, not the destination. What I mean by that is obviously hoping that I'm going to have a good day tomorrow doesn't mean I'm going to have a good day tomorrow. It doesn't change anything about what kind of day I'm going to have tomorrow. But it absolutely changes the kind of day I'm going to have today. If I hope I'm going to have a good day tomorrow, if I walk through today with hope that tomorrow will be a good day, I will have a significantly better day today than if I walk through today assuming that tomorrow I'm going to have a bad day. Maybe that's a simple thing, and it is a simple thing. That's a simple thing, I guess. But for me, it's powerful and profound. Because it drastically changes my experience. In October, in a little less than 1 month and a half from now, I will have been out of work for a year. Now, it's possible that I will be able to go back to some form of work before that year is up. Like, it's possible that maybe even by September, I will be able to go back to some form of part-time work. And again, with this week being the way it has been, it's kind of, it's like there's that experience can kind of erode that hope, right? Like in the past couple of months, I've been really hopeful for that I won't have to be out of work for a full year. I will be able to go back to work before a full year of being out of work. And I don't know why that's so significant in my head, but it is for some reason. That's been a hope in me. Maybe I'll be able to go back to work before a full year is up. I want to hold on to that hope. It's worth, what I've learned about hope is that it's worth keeping that hope alive in me. Whether or not I end up being able to go back to work before October 1st, it's worth keeping that hope alive in me because it will substantively change the experience of my life leading up to October 1st if that hope stays alive in me. It will be better if I hope for better things And if whether or not I'm able to go back to work, my life will be better if hope is kept alive. Hope is powerful, and so, unfortunately, is the lack of hope. When hope starts to erode, when discouraging weeks happen like this week, when Sarah has to go get the cane and I feel that hope start to erode and crumble away, the space that is left behind can feel like a black hole that's just sucking you in and down and down, and I don't want to be sucked into that. Hope is the lifeline to climb out of that. Hope is the defense against that. And that choice is mine. I can cling to hope or not. I can let it go. That choice is with me. It's not worth going through a day, a month, a year, a season without hope. It's not worth it. So I will hope for the best. I will choose to hope for the best. Whether the best comes or not, if the worst comes, I hope I remember to hope for the best.